Hello, thank you for viewing this video. So I'll go over the source code and I'll explain how the game functions. So first of all, we'll take a look at the first the first scene that the player actually sees, and that's the art district logo. So over here we have just a simple script that's loading the main menu, which you'll see here, and this script just waits for a few seconds and then loads the main menu. Over here we are using these statements to run the fade in and fade out for the logo. On the main camera we also have a starting resolution script, which has a screen.setResolution function to set the resolution of the game. We have a directional light, which we don't really require, so I'll delete that. We also have UI, which contains the logo. We have event system, we have screen variables, which we are not using, and we have got music loader, which will load the music after the logo. So this is the script for that. This script just loads the music that we have in the game after the logo screen. We'll go to main menu. In the main menu we have autoloader and game setup. The autoloader has a bunch of strings which are required to make the game work properly and to save certain values. So we have remove ads key, username key, seeker key, hidden key. Remove ads key is to handle remove ads in-app purchase. Username key stores the username. Seeker key stores the value of the seeker that the player has selected, and hidden key stores the hidden key or the hidden character key so that the game remembers which character the player chose. These are scripts for that. We go on to main screen loader. It has a bunch of variables that are required to make the screens work properly. Most of these functions are just to turn off one menu and turn on another. We also have a very important function here to initialize your ads, and this function is over here. It's called init ads, and over here we are initializing the ads using your ad ID. All of the screens that are deactivated here get activated when the game runs. So for example, I'm going to show you one of the screens. You can see here this is the main screen. If I hit this, it opens up the shop screen. This is mostly being handled by the main screen loader. The shop button has a flow machine attached to it, which is a bolt script, and it's just loading the shop screen. Some of these buttons also have bolt scripts attached to them, and some of these have C# script attached to them. The shop screen contains all the characters. The characters have a script. First have a seeker selected button handler. This is going to handle the selected buttons that you see in the game. So the game remembers which seeker you selected and then makes sure that it displays selected on the selected seeker. We also have one for selected hidden. So hidden selected button handler is also here. We also have a script attached to each and every one of these characters. This script is responsible for handling all of the keys associated to a hidden or seeker character. It also handles the in-app purchase. And once the purchase is complete, we select this player using these statements. It also has a buy hidden function and an update buttons function, which updates the buttons that you see on the screen. We have help screen, which has the help UI, and we have server selection, which is not doing anything right now. In the play online random, we will search for a room. We first have room controller. Sorry, we first look at lobby, Photon lobby. In the Photon lobby script, we're actually telling the game to try to search for a random room. This is Photon lobby. Over here, once we connect to the master server for Photon, you're going to see connection successful. We also have on join random failed. So if we fail to join a random room, we'll create a room using the create room function, which is going to create a random room. We also have a button to start searching for a game. This button appears when we have created a room. We also have a gigantic Photon room script, which is here. This is handling the room functions. We set the variables like @max players to 6 in this script. It's also telling the script whether it's ready to count, ready to start, and also the time to start. It's also telling the game whether the game is loaded or not. If you have a delay start setting, which we do in this game, we're going to run these statements. If we are less than the required number of players, we'll say waiting for players. If we have the number of players required, we'll say the game is about to start. We also have a if Photon in room less than 6 statement, so we can restart the timer if we have less than six players. When the game is not loaded, we want to make sure that we load the game using these statements. We also have on join room function, which is going to help us increment the players in room variable and also tell the game that a player has joined the room, so that we can begin the counting process to start the game once we have more than 5 players. By using this function, we can tell the game that a player has joined, and we can tell the game to update the number of players that are in the room. We also have on player enter room function, which is for the master client. This is going to check how many players there are, and if there are more than 5 players, the master client is going to close the room and start the game. We also have an on player left room function, so that the master client knows that a player has left the game, and when the players left the game or left the room, we want to decrement the players in room value so that we can restart the timer. We have start game function, which is going to load the multiplayer scene. Restart timer is going to reset all of the various variables that are here. We have on finish loading callback, which is going to load which is going to create players inside the multiplayer scene once they're loaded. We also have to create. We have got a LPC loaded game scene, which is going to be for delay start, and we also have RPC create player, which is going to create the player in the multiplayer scene. We also have multiplayer settings, which is a script that stores certain values which are required to make the game function properly. For example, max players, multiplayer scene, delay start, these are all of the functions that are required by the game to handle various multiplayer settings. For example, if we have got delay start to true, it means the game is going to start after a delay. It's not going to start immediately. Like as soon as you press the begin search button, it's not going to automatically enter the game. It's going to wait for a while. Inside the multiplayer scene, we have a lot of variables and scripts. We also have autoloader, which is again the strings. We have setup game, which is which is a seriously large script, which you'll see here. These are some of the variables that are global inside this scene. Well, global is not the correct word, but let's say that the game needs to know some of the variables that are in this game right now, in this scene right now, and it has to access some of these variables. We have objects in scene, we have got game setup control, we have game timer related, and we have game over related. We also have spawn variables, we have gift related variables, and trap objects. In the Unity functions, we are going to actually set up the photon view. If we are not the local player we want to return, the set random bad character is an RPC which sets one of the characters to the bad player, and this is the statement for that. We also have an RPC on start, which is an RPC function which will set up the starting values for all of the clients that are in the scene. We have time to start, we have game time limit, which is limit time, which is 300 right now, which is 5 minutes, and we have got setup game, and setup game state on spawn is the starting state for this game. Then we have original font size, and we have hidden particles, we have has started. So has started turns true when the game started. We also have on, enable, and on disable functions, which are going to add this script to as a callback target for the photon room functions. We have a disconnected function, which is going to handle any disconnections that may occur in this game. We have reconnect try, so if one of the player disconnects, we'll try to reconnect them, and if they don't connect, then they leave the game. We have game functions to affect all players. This is kill all players RPC, which is going to kill all players if we have the function if we have the kill all skill. We have kill character RPC, which is going to kill the character if the bad character is actually close to another good character. We have get players alive, a generic function to get how many players are alive. We have got check how many players remain. This is a function to check how many players remain in the game, and if they are less than 1, then game is over and the bad character wins. We all have reference to that game end with bad character win. So this is the function for that. It'll run over here, and we are going to actually tell the game which avatar it has to affect. We have game end functions, which is going to actually be a few functions which are going to set each of the local players to either the win or lose state. Then we have player to follow after death, which is the functions which are the functions that run when one of the player dies and he or she spectates or follows another player. We have on photon serialize view, which is just syncing some of the variables. We have spawn timer, which is handling the spawning timer, or the timer that you see which counts down from 10 to 0, and this is the timer for that. Then we have RPC game timer, which is calculating how much time is remaining from 5 minutes, and it is calculating this in real time using system time. This is for that, so RPC game timer. This runs on all clients. Then we have set random bad character, which I've already shown you, that sets one player randomly to bad. So this is the script for that. We also have players in scene, which is this is for set bad characters. So this is going to set a bad character, and once the bad character is set, we're actually going to check for bad character in the avatar function, which is going to be shown in the future in this video. We have RPC kill character, which is going to kill the character which has to be killed when the character is when the good character is close to the bad character. This is the function that runs to actually destroy that character. We have kill all non-hidden characters, which is for the skill of killing all characters that are not hidden. Then we have RPC update, which is a generic method for handling the update RPC of this variable, of this script, so that if we are like on the teleported state, which is basically when the game teleports to the when the game teleports to the big map from the small map, we run the game timer, which is here. Now to cover another very important script in this game, and that is the avatar script. We are in the multiplayer scene. Let me see if there's anything else that I missed. Oh yes, here it is. This is the gift spawner script, so it's going to spawn a gift randomly at one of the many locations that are on the map. So this is the statement for that. It'll spawn a gift randomly using these two statements after every 10 seconds. So after every 10 seconds, a random location is taken from the spawn locations, and we spawn a gift. So this is generic gift spawner, which is going to either randomly, either we will spawn a gift for the good character, which is gift for player, and then gift for bad player. So this is selected at random. There's really a 50-50 chance of this happening. Then we have a game setup script, which is just handling the spawn points of the players. These are just stored spawn points. We have these are the spawn points. We have hidden particles, which you'll see here. These are the hidden particles, these are the dead particles, and these are the dead particles again. So we have a few of them, so that the game never fails to find one. And we have the map, and we have map BG here, small map, this, and big map is this. The big map has colliders, a lot of them, you can see them. It also has a bunch of children for collisions, like collision object here, collision map here, collision hide here, collision map here, collision hide trigger here, and hide trigger collider here. Let's move on to some very important scripts. In the resources, you'll find the gifts, which are spawned by the photon player. So gift for bad player, gift for bad player, gift for player, which is the good gift, the bad gift. We have fire trap, we have ice trap 2, jungle trap 3, kill all trap, speed trap, and wind trap 4. Then we have a player avatar, which is here, and over here there are 5 player avatars, and if you notice, there are no bad characters. The bad characters are actually set at runtime, so we're going to take a look at that as well. First, we'll take a look at one of these characters. So we go over here and we select player avatar. Over here we have got my avatar controls and management, which is again a very large script, as you can see. We've got trap functions first, which are going to actually handle which trap we have hit, and the player to effect is going to be passed in the player ID argument. We also have jungle trap hit, wind trap hit, kill all trap hit, and speed buff trap hit. These are the various player states. We have alive, dead, hidden, gift mode, under effect, win, bad character, wait. Alive is for movement, dead is when the player is dead, hidden is when the player is hidden, gift mode is when the player is in gift mode. This is not being used anymore. Under effect is when the player is stunned, win is when the player is won, and bad character wait is when the bad character is wait for 10 seconds before he or she is allowed to move. Over here we have got a few variables to tell the game which state the player is in. We have has gift variable, which turns true when the player has a gift. We have a layer mask for the camera layer array, which is not being used anymore, I think. We have gift time, we have gift to give, and bad gift to give. These are the variables that are handling the gift and which gift will be given to the player. We have a ray cast, which is going to deploy a ray from the camera to actually spawn a gift where the player actually taps on the screen. We have object to kill, which is a reference. If the local player is the bad character, we need object to kill reference so that we can tell the game which object the bad character can kill. We have kill collider reference, which is the collider which will actually be used to kill the character which comes very close to the player. We have avatar animator, we have avatar collider functions, which are the collider functions. We have hide button, kill button, hide button text. All of these are various variables that are being used in this game to handle. Some of them are handling the colliders, others are handling images, some of them are handling the kill button, the sprite renderers, the set name object, which is basically the name of the player that appears in the game. We have watch canvas, game over canvas, win canvas, pause canvas over here. We've got audio handlers here, we've got movement variables over here. If we are the local player, we want to set up we want to initialize some of the variables here, which you're doing here. Then we are, if not the local player, we want to destroy the camera, the listener, which is audio listener, the floating joystick, the hide button, all of the buttons that may interfere with the local player. We are going to destroy them right here, especially the camera. Then we have got an RPC to set the starting variables for both the local and the foreign player. We have an RPC to run the RPC player states. We also have timer for gift if the player has a gift, which turns true when the player has a gift. Change to win state is going to be called by the master client, and this basically changes the game to win state or changes it to the false state. So what happens is when this is called, and if we are not dead, then we have basically won the game. But if we are dead, then we have lost the game. So is dead is false, then we set has won true, and if we are not the bad character, then we are going to display the win character, win canvas. But if we are the bad character and you're still alive, it means we have lost the game. So that is handling that. And if you are dead, the game has ended. We'll show because we assume that the player is actually at the time spectating. Change to win state for bad characters when we change the win state to the bad character. Win state for the bad character, and this is going to run when the bad character actually wins and all other players are dead in the game. This is going to force the player to disconnect when we have won or lost. This is to display the game over screen after all the players are either dead or the timer has run out. We have watch button click, which is handling the watch button, which is basically to change the different spectate different players when we are spectating the game. We have change watch target, which is going to actually change the target to watch when we are actually inside the inside the spectate mode. Then we have disconnect button clicked, which is going to disconnect the game after the game is ended. We have timer for gift, which is the timer for gift. We have give random gift, which is going to give a random gift to the player once we hit a gift. Then we have give random gift again for the give random gift to give a random gift. Random bad gift. This is for giving a bad gift to the bad player. So this is good character gift, and this is the bad character gift script. We have enable disable gift mode, so this is just to enable disable gift mode, which is not really being used. We have on photon serialized view, which is going to synchronize the bad character number and my number in room to all of the clients in the game. Then we have set room variables, which is just going to set some of the variables at start. Then we have RPC setting starting variables, which is going to set some of the starting variables for the local player and the foreign player of the same photon ID view. We have RPC player states, which is going to set the player state. So if you are alive, we want to have the floating joystick. If you're dead, we don't really need the joysticks. We don't need the sprite renderer or anything at all. We don't even need the set name objects. So all of these things will be turned off, and display game over is going to start. If you're watching, we want to see invoke the setup instance player to follow after death. This is the function that is in the setup game script. We also disable velocity when we're hidden. We are not really doing anything in the gift mode, but if you are in the gift mode, this was supposed to actually stop the player from moving. When we're under effect or when we're stunned, we don't want to move, so this is the code for that. And if we are on the win state, we want to disable the floating joystick and disable every canvas except for the win canvas. We have timer for bad character if we have to wait if we are to run the bad character. We have check for bad character, which is going to check whether we are the bad character or not. We have made bad character wait, which is going to set the bad character to wait at start. We have timer for bad character, which is handling the timer for the bad character when we are the bad character. This is the 10-second wait time function. We have RPC again, check for bad character, which is going to check whether or not we are the bad character, and if we are, we're going to change this. We're going to have a script on the animator, which is going to actually change the animator of that script to a bad character one. We have do move, which is required to move the character. We have RPC fire crap hit, which is going to actually when the player hits the fire trap hit. So this is going to stun the player for a period of 8 seconds. The ice trap is going to stun the player for 8 seconds. The other RPC jungle trap hit is going to actually stun the player for 7 seconds, and then we have for 5 seconds RPC wait trap hit 5 seconds. Do kill is going to be a function which is going to basically destroy the bad character, which is going to destroy a good character once the bad character is close. We have do kill again, which is this time this is do kill and this is do kill RPC. This is also going to destroy the player on the foreign client. We've got kill all trap hit, which is basically the function to actually start the kill process for the kill all trap skill. Then we have RPC speed buff, which is basically handling the collision with the speed buff trap. We have remove a movement buff, which is basically going to remove the speed buff once the timer has run out. We have RPC remove all effects, which is going to remove all the effects on the local character. We have RPC enable disable gift mode, which is going to disable the gift mode after a certain time. We have got RPC deploy gift trap, which is just going to deploy the gift trap on the screen based on which trap was hit and which trap was stored. So we'll instantiate that by actually casting a ray from the camera to the collider that's on the map. We also have an RPC for that, but I don't believe this is being used. I believe it's not. Yes, it's not being used anymore. It's just there in case we need in the future. We have also RPC deploy a bad gift, which is going to deploy a bad gift instead of a good gift for the bad character. We have delay kill all trap, which is going to kill all trap hit. It's going to basically delay the trap hit. We also have RPC deploy gift on other clients, which is going to deploy the bad gift trap on other clients, but this is not being used either. In the avatar, we have avatar animator handler, which is going to handle the animations and will also handle a very important thing, which is actually setting the character to the bad if he or she is actually let me just show this to you. Okay, So this is basically handling the animations, but over here we have a very important function, which is here. So if you are the bad character, we will say RPC change to bad character, which is going to be called, and this character is actually going to the character which is the bad character will change here. So you can see that the animator controller is being changed here at runtime. So all the characters are good, but one of them changes to bad. And these are statements for that. We have one for the foreign player and one for the local player. So this is for the local player, and we also send this to the foreign player. So here it is. And that's the end of the source code walkthrough. Those were the most important scripts in the game.